Welcome to the presentation. Why women do better than men in job interviews? Researchers feel that even though women experience more anxiety, they cope better to stress compared to men who are also found to be less proactive. Women, although typically more stressed about interviewing, perform better than their male counterparts in job interviews because they handle stress better than guys, says researchers. That is the finding of new research by three University of Western Ontario researchers who looked at how men and women handle the stress of job interviews. We conducted two different studies. Live Science quoted Justin Finney, a doctoral student who participated on the research team, as telling Business News Daily. Finney conducted the research with the Julie McCarthy, a professor at Rotman Schools of Management, Richard Goffin, a professor of industrial psychology, all of them University of Western Ontario. We found that women adapted more proactively than men. The first one examined the effects of job interview anxiety on job interview performance, and we confirmed previous research that interview anxiety is a negative predictor of performance. Then what we looked at was whether gender influenced these findings. We found that even though women experience more interview anxiety than men, it didn't affect their performance as much as it did for men. We were curious of why that was, Finney stated. The curiosity drove the researchers to look further into why there was a difference between men and women in interviews. To determine this, the researchers conducted simulated interviews in more than 400 students at the university to see the coping mechanism those students employed. We tailored an instrument that measured coping style of men and women in interviews. And what we found was women adapted more proactively than did men, Finney said. You will actually end up making poor hiring as a result of anxiety. Women would do things like seek social support from loved ones, friends and colleagues about their anxiety, and do practical things like practicing mock interviews with their friends. Men, on the other hand, reacted with more maladaptive coping strategy. They would pretend it was not happening, ignore it, watch TV and do things that reveal stress, but hindered performance later, he explained. While the findings of this research may be useful for interviews, they also have significance for business looking to hire. Since businesses also have a lot to lose by hiring the wrong person, Finney warns businesses not to simply look to the interview as the ultimate predictor of future success or failure. Research is showing that anxiety actually impairs the validity of the instrument. You will actually end up making poor hiring decisions as a result of anxiety, noted Finney. Based on the current research, I would suggest really practically focusing on how to improve their performance, practice mock interviews, and read books on interviews so you can increase your self-efficacy. Talk to friends and family about the interview and how to deal with the anxiety, Finney concluded. Thank you.